Namaskar. It's usually not recommended to hand over the mic to a politician before lunch or at the fag end of a program. But because they are not known for their brevity, but I assure you I will not take much time of yours. It has been a very long day for all of you, I understand. It has been a great and insightful day for all the entrepreneurs here. Dr. Jaiswal from I'm Sambalpur, Mr. Raghavendra from Punjab and Sindh Bank, all the entrepreneurs assembled here, and all the other participants of today's program. I thank OCF for inviting me to be part of this insightful day. I wish I were here for the entire day. I could have had a lot of food for thought, but as you know, there are a lot of demands on a politician's life. But nevertheless, I must compliment OCF for organizing this national conclave for startups. I have the highest respect for startups and entrepreneurs. And I say this not to please you, but because I genuinely believe so. You are the ones who are the wealth creators of the nation. You are the ones who are the job creators of the nation. So trust me when I say this, that I have the highest regards for teachers and for entrepreneurs. I truly mean it. And I also wear another hat. Apart from being a politician, I also am intimately involved with the startup ecosystem as a mentor and as an investor. I have myself invested in about 7-8 startups, of which 6 are based in Odisha. So I do interact with young minds. I do understand the struggles of an entrepreneur. It's not easy being an entrepreneur. It's certainly not easy. So it takes guts and it takes courage. Definitely things have changed since the days I graduated. I graduated in '97 from Burla. It used to be Burla, UC Burla in those days. Now it's known as BSSUT. So it was extremely rare to find anyone venturing into a startup or opting for a entrepreneurial career in those days. But today, many entrepreneurs are coming out of campuses, and you see many dynamic and successful startups coming out of campuses. So it is certainly a very healthy development. And I must say that there was never a better time to be an entrepreneur than it is today. Dr. Raghavendra spoke about the health of Indian economy and how we are moving towards a $5 trillion economy. I can tell it with utmost conviction that the next 20-25 years belong to this country. And why $5 trillion? Why stop at $5 trillion? By 2047, when we will be celebrating our 100 years of independence, mark my words, we will be at least a $40 trillion economy, not 5. So, and bulk of this growth in the Indian economy will come from you all, from the startups and from the entrepreneurs. So, go ahead, with whatever ideas you have. There will be struggles, there will be roadblocks on the way, there will be road humps, but that's the part of the life. And I strongly believe that, and it has been my experience, that there are 3 essentials for a startup ecosystem to flourish. One is supporting policy framework. And today we have the greatest champion of startup in the country, the Honorable Prime Minister himself. And there are many flagship schemes: Startup India, Stand Up India, Digital India, Make in India, Atmanirbhar. So these are the schemes, these are the frameworks which are very, very conducive for the startup ecosystem of this country. In our state of Odisha, I do not know how many of you are from Odisha, but in our state of Odisha also we have a very forward-looking startup policy. I urge all the entrepreneurs who are based in Odisha or at least have some connection to Odisha to look at the Odisha startup policy. I was involved myself in the drafting of that policy. We studied the startup policies of almost every state and a few other countries while drafting the policy, and I can tell you that it is one of the most forward-looking startup policies in the country. And not only, we also have Startup Odisha, as all of you, many of you know. Forget the policy if any of you really wish to build your idea or your startup in Odisha, and if you are facing some challenges or any difficulties, if you have any concerns, you can always reach out to us. My contact details will always be there with OCF, so you can always reach out to my office. I can assure you that if you have any genuine concern or any genuine difficulty, myself and my office will do everything possible to try to resolve your concern. So the first is the enabling policy framework, which in today's India we do have. Second is a supporting ecosystem. A supporting ecosystem also is there in the country. Today we have even OCF, this is what the supporting ecosystem is. You have the industry bodies, CII, FICCI, NASCOM, they are all now working with startups. You have the incubators. Dr. Jaiswal is from IIM Sambalpur. They have a wonderful incubator. KIT has an incubator. IIT Bhubaneswar has. So there are many incubators, many accelerators. So you have pretty much a supporting, ecosystem today in this country. And the third, which is probably the most important requirement for the startup ecosystem to flourish, is the societal attitude. That is lacking in our country, but things have improved. When I say societal attitude, even today, if you tell your family members, if you tell your relatives or friends that you are an entrepreneur, probably they will not be very envious of you. Even today, we have the disdain and contempt for enterprise and for businessmen. In Odisha, we say veparita, as if it's a crime to be a vepari. So that's the attitude we have in the society today. Thankfully, it's changing, and also the tolerance for failure is very less in this country. In the US, I lived in the US for a couple of years, and there in the Silicon Valley particularly, but in other places also, failures are celebrated, because you can't build a successful business unless you learn from your failures and from your experience. So the tolerance for failure should be there, and this is for not for the entrepreneurs here, but for others who are trying to help the entrepreneurs. Please do not look down upon failures, and give them the support and the strength they deserve and they need when they fail. So these are the three externals which are highly essential to build a startup culture and ecosystem in our country. But these are all external to the entrepreneur. There is something else which is internal to the entrepreneur, which I believe, and I'll end with that, which I think is really key, really essential to become a successful entrepreneur, and that is the mindset or the attitude. Of late, I've been studying a lot about the human potential and the human mind. I've taken fancy to study human psychology, and I've been reading a lot about human psychology. And I would like to quote Mary Angelou, a very famous American writer and poet, and she had said, "Not everyone is born with wealth or pedigree or even health, but everyone is born with potential." So all of you have potential in you. All of you can become unicorns. All of you can become successful startups. There might be roadblocks. There might be difficulties on the journey, but enjoy the journey. May you all be successful. I pray that you all bring glory, and wealth is a byproduct of the success. So that cannot be the greatest motivator. That should not be the greatest motivator. But what you are doing is truly a service to our nation. Good luck. Thank you.